I'm just gonna play this. Hope you can hear it. Where are my nice little speakers anyway? This is the subwoofer. One fell down. Let's see. Anyway. What I started saying in the other video, I'm going to play this, but I just wanted to finish my thought. So it's Newton, my mom says it's ritzy. They're selling their home for $800 to $1,000. Mom looked at it and she's like, not even that big. But this is what's so strange. It's not strange, it's like... So, the mom was smoking a cigarette on the couch, lighted the cigarette with a match. The match fell into the couch, and that was all she wrote. They said on the news, like, the home is like destroyed, but the people who were about to buy it, they were buying it, and are still want to buy it. And then they're like, on the news, like, well, it's unclear whether they're going to try to repair the house or build on it. So my mom and I reached the conclusion that they must be buying that for the land and not the house. That the house is, chalk it up as a loss, is what they said on the news. But my thing, because I'm a sarcastic bitch sometimes, and I tell it like it is, not how you want me to be or politically correct. If you live in an $800,000 house, why can't you afford a lighter? Why are you lighting your cigarette with a match? Maybe that's why lighters are better, because she dropped the match in the couch and burned the house down. They were going to move out anyway, but now all their memories are gone. You know? The insurance will cover the house. The people still want to buy it, probably for the land, my mom and I suspect. But to me, it's just like, why are you lighting your fucking cigarette with match? Matches are so obsolete. If you're selling your home for $800,000, can't you afford a lighter? No. She could have burned herself up rather than the house. She tried to put it out. It lit the whole couch up. Joe told me, and I read too, I think. I know, I think Joe told me, but nowadays the way they make couches and beds and all of that, they're so highly flammable. And every once in a while you're hearing about fires started by people smoking in bed and they fall asleep. In this instance, she dropped the lit match. She dropped the lit match on the couch, and her son, she lives there with her son. Her son said she was trying to put it out with a towel or something. It just made it worse. In the end, the house is destroyed, but the people still want to buy it, so why? I don't know. I don't know why you have to light your cigarette with a match in the first place. And I'm sorry, but that's awfully careless. You're lighting a cigarette with a match and you drop the match and burn down your house. You're lucky you didn't go up in flames. I don't exactly have much sympathy for that. I just don't understand it. But whatever. My common sense tells me that lighters are a hell of a lot safer, because you have to be holding them down to have them lit. I mean, and then if you dropped it, they shut off, you know, because you're not holding it down anymore. So matches aren't exactly. What's wrong, honey? Is it because it's hot? he doesn't do that reverse sneezing, which is so scary, you know. And before they came out recently, like just within the last year, about how you shouldn't hug dogs, I used to hug him and tell my mom to hug him and make him feel better while that was happening. And meanwhile, I was making it worse, unbeknownst to me. I thought it would comfort him. But he usually doesn't do it that often. I'm sure heavier pugs do it more often. He did it earlier, now he's doing it now. I'm surprised at that. You okay? I bet you anything. It's just like heavy people. I bet you anything overweight pugs have that reverse sneezing not only more often, but for a longer duration than Omar does. His doesn't last that long. I bet it lasts a lot longer, and it happens more frequently in overweight pugs. You okay? You okay, Mama's love? Yeah, they got out safely, and the people still want to buy their house. They just lost all their memories, like they said, but they got out with their lives, and I don't know. Don't ever light your cigarette with a match again is all I can say. Use a fucking lighter. Oh, they're a hell of a lot safer. I don't know. And yes, my mom came down and she was going to go to a different church with an old friend of hers, you know. Told you what happened when she went with the church around here. And then for some reason, I guess they couldn't get to church. And then they were going to go out to eat, and my mom said they were waiting for a while for a table. You know, it's a Sunday, it's breakfast, you know how that goes. All those places are a zoo. I used to work at Friendly's, you know, any of the places, breakfast, there's zoos in the morning on Sunday, and people go after church, you know what I mean? They're zoos, but anyway. And my mom had to go to the bathroom, which to me, it's like, okay, they had taken their name. My mom had to go to the bathroom. There were no paper towels, so she had to wait to get paper towels. I said, you know what, Mom, I don't use those dryer things, and when I'm at places that only have the dryer things and don't have paper towels, I just wipe my hands and jeez. But anyway, so she had to wait for paper towels. Can you imagine being starving and being so excited to have a nice, you know, pancakes and eggs and sausage and bacon, all the whole 9 yards, or whatever my mom was going to get that she loves. And you come back and you find out that your table was given to someone else because you don't know why, because your friend, you know, they're both elderly and your friend doesn't speak up, and my mom was disgusted, and then she just wanted to leave because you come back from the bathroom and someone else has taken your table. So my mom tells me this story, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Why would they give away your table? There's no reason. You're just in the bathroom. You didn't leave on an emergency or something. You're going to be right back. Why not just seat your person you're with, and then you get to sit there when you come back? My mom didn't understand what was going on. Neither my mom nor her friend are going to speak up, because, you know, they don't. If it had been me, it wouldn't have happened, you know. It wouldn't happen. I'd be like, my mom's in the bathroom, don't you dare give someone else my table. Well, my mom told me that story, and me being me, I had to get to the bottom of it. I'm a detective, so I called and explained the situation, and I said, you had the friend's name. My mom was just in the bathroom. She was delayed because she had to wait for you guys to get her paper towels so she could dry her hands. She comes back, and you've given her table to somebody else. The manager talked to me, and she smoothed things over, and she apologized, and she said, I'm not sure what happened. It was probably chaotic, and maybe sometimes if one of the parties is missing, we'll give the table to the next party, but explain that you'll get there's another one leaving and you'll get it real soon, whatever. My mom, doesn't really matter. The bottom line is, it shouldn't have happened, and I landed my mom a gift certificate. That's not what I was trying for. I just wanted to get to the bottom of it. I didn't understand, like, that's your policy? If one of the parties that they've been waiting, and if they go to the bathroom for a second, they lose their table. I mean, so of course the manager didn't want me to think that's their policy, because my mom has been there before, and she's like, I'm never going there again. And I told the manager that. My mom says, and she's like, we want your mom to be happy, whatever. She's like, how about we give her a gift certificate? And I said, well, that would be nice. But when they say gift certificate, I don't know what they're doing. Are they just giving a little percentage off or something? And I said, well, how much is it going to be for? And she's like, well, I'll have to talk to my manager. I thought you were the manager. They always give you who you think is a manager, and it's really a supervisor. And I said, well, it'll at least be for the cost of her meal. She goes, oh, yeah, it'll be for more than that. Which you deserve. It's not fair. You're waiting, and you're smelling everyone's breakfast, and you're waiting, and you have to pee, and you wait for a while for your table, and you come back, and your friend didn't speak up, and someone else got your table. My mom was saying something, I think, that the friend let him go ahead, but that's ridiculous too. You shouldn't do that. Like, Mom, it wouldn't happen if you and I were up for breakfast. You know damn well it wouldn't. She's like, I know. I wouldn't put up with it. I would stand up. I would speak up. I would, so. Mom deserves a gift certificate for that bullshit. But I didn't expect it. I don't expect anything like that. I just want to know, is that your policy? If one of the parties goes to the bathroom, you give the table to somebody else. And if the friend volunteered the table, then she shouldn't have done that either. The fact is, between the paper towels and my mom, it doesn't matter. My mom really wanted that breakfast, and it's not right, and just whatever. Mom doesn't really know what happened. All she knows is she comes back and someone else was given her table. And that made no sense to me. My mom's not going to be in the bathroom forever. Why not just seat that person and, seat that person, and my mom will be right there. She just couldn't hold it any longer, And like I said, delayed because of the lack of paper towels. And they say they often run out of paper towels because it's busy, on Sundays and whatnot. In any case, I wasn't trying to land my mom anything. I just wanted to know if that's their policy. Because it's a ridiculous policy, I don't go to this place, but it's a ridiculous policy. I don't know what happened. And even if the friend said to that person, oh, you can have our table, that's not fair either. Why are you going to do that to my mom? But I don't think that's what happened. I think my mom doesn't understand what happened. I think the friend doesn't understand. I think the communication was lacking, because what the manager said is we would only do that. We might seat the other people only if somebody else is leaving, and we know we can seat you guys just in a couple minutes later, But nobody communicated anything, and, so, Mom's going to get a gift certificate anyway. She said she was crying. First she didn't get to go to church, and then she didn't get to at least have the breakfast. I'm not even sure why they didn't wind up going to church. I think they were trying out a new place or something. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Like, well, you got to see your friend anyway. I don't know. again, I didn't call to complain because I thought I would get a gift certificate, especially when it's not even me that experienced it. I just wanted to know, is that your policy? Because I was astounded. And my mom was crying, she said, and it's like ridiculous. So, no, it's not their policy. It was chaotic, and there was miscommunication all around. So, my mom deserves a gift certificate for that, you know. I mean, I don't know what the gift, how much it'll be for, but I could find out ahead of time. You can even pick it up ahead of time, you know, they said. You know, like, take someone out, you know, one of her friends out or something. She's still talking about calling that other woman who never returned her calls, who never returned my call. And she's like, well, why don't I call her? I still owe her a lunch. You know, she took me out to lunch that first day when she had just met me and we went to church. I'm like, Mom, please. This woman obviously wants nothing to do with you, or she wouldn't have blown you off and never even had the courtesy to give you an explanation. Believe me, you don't want to start calling her. She obviously doesn't care about the lunch. Oh, I'm so upset about that. This is so horrible. I can't force people to be nice to my mom, though. I already told you guys that. I can cry for my mom, but I can't change anything. But it came on the heels of her longtime friend that she'd been known, because she met her through Auntie's church. You know, she'd known her, and friends, not acquaintances, they got together at each other's places, and I thought this woman cared about her. I know I'm a broken record, but I'm just astounded at that she was so cruel and cold to my mom. No compassion. Like Joe said, just no compassion. There's still, you know, such a stigma on mental illness, and like Joe said, we got to talk to him. People are uncomfortable around mental illness. Yeah, but in the case of the one at Auntie's church that my mom had been going to for over a year, that person knows what it's like and has problems and whatnot. You'd think she'd have more compassion for my mom, you know? Not of, ugh. But this church, I suggested, but someone I know, you know, an online friend said, you know, and it makes sense, why not take, I'm being devious now, but why not take a taxi? My mom came up with it too. She says, well, maybe I could. Why not come here some weekend, take a taxi to that church, and see if you shame these people to feel bad enough for you that you don't have to take a taxi home, and maybe you'll get a ride that way. And then I'm thinking to myself, and what happens if she runs into this woman who totally blew her off? Like, that's going to be so awkward. Like, what excuse could the woman have? You know, you were the one that volunteered. The pastor put out a thing looking for a volunteer to drive my mom, you know, and you go right by here, so it's not out of your way. You volunteer, and then what? Joe said probably she misinterpreted something. She thought my mom's silence meant that my mom didn't like her, or whatever. My mom's shy, and she just, you know, I don't know. I just know it's sad. At least I'm getting a little sleepy. I wasn't sleepy at all. It's hot. I told you I don't like air conditioning though. It's 77 in the house, but I'm okay in here. It's stuffy in here. My mom it should be less hot up there if she has open, where I'm all closed in here. My mom was so cute. So if you go to Joe's, you're going to come back thin? Yeah, Mom, sure. For in a week? I don't think so. And then she talked to Joe, and she's like, is Laura going to come back 10 pounds thinner? Yeah, I don't doubt it, Mom. I go for 1 week. It's not going to be now. It's not going to be anytime soon. And I'm not going to tell you when it's going to be, all for obvious reasons. At least my mama has agreed to it, and not even, she's 100% embraced it. You know, it's not like I had to talk her into it or anything. Yeah, I think, I could be wrong, of course. I think they are going to find out that that Bridgewater crash, that East Bridgewater crash with 4 dead students. The driver survived. How does that happen anyway, where the driver, these cars live and all the passengers die? I don't understand that. He's going to have to live with that shit. I think it's a he. It might not be a he. I'm not going to assume. They're not releasing the name. They're keeping the identity a secret for now. They're not revealing the identity of the person. And my guess is because it's an underage person, and it might be found out that I think it's likely that that person is responsible for the crash that killed his 4 friends. So horrible. It's horrific. There are grief counselors at the school. Whether it's excessive speeding, impaired driving, or both, it should teach the other students, it teach all, you know, you're not invincible. You live like you're invincible, and things like this can happen. People always think it can't happen to them until it does. It's awful. It's awful. Well, I created this under the covers yesterday morning or whatever. I forget when. I'm going to play it though. Oh, it is. Badass. I told you I have to, you know. I don't know what the word is. Suck it up, maybe. I have to suck it up. I think that's the right terminology, but I have to just give in. I have to buy myself another pair of jeans to, you know, accommodate my fuller figure. I told my mom, she's talking about, you're going to get a bathing suit. I don't want to get a bathing suit, Mom. I'm not happy with my weight. I'm not getting any fucking bathing suit. I bought some cheap shorts at Walmart, as you guys know. That's about it. But I do have to buy another pair of jeans because I just wear these 1 pair of jeans. I can't just wear this 1 pair of jeans. I should probably buy a new bra because this bra's not fitting me. It's too tight. Although it's bearable, I suppose. Oh. Anyway, what I was saying in the other video, I'm uploading 1 video and using another flat USB thing, memory card, whatever, camera USB, to do this video. It's convenient, huh? I can do double. I stand by what I said. The natural human tendency is to think in these mass killings, like, couldn't the parents have prevented it? Didn't they see anything? Or are they, why did this kid want to do this? What kind of parents were they? But I have seen movies, fictional movies, mind you, that attempt to address that it's not necessarily, you can come from a really good home and do something like that. That's what just is so, to me, disturbing about it, that you can come from a really good home and do something like that, which makes someone like me, I want to hear, I would like to know what his parents have to say, but they don't want to talk. They know they're going to be blamed. Again, I saw fictional movies about it. 2 different kinds. One were these parents of a mass shooter or whatever, and which is always different than if your kid just kills one person, like in a fit of passion or whatever. But when it's mass shooting, how do the parents come to grips with that? When your kid, who you remember being a little baby, I can't remember the fucking movie. Is it that blonde actress? I can't remember who she is either. But the movie was good, and they were still together, but they had to get away. They're going to be ostracized where they live. They're going to be blamed for their kid killing all these people. Or killing other people's kids. It was a case of a school shooting. I wouldn't want to be a student today for a number of reasons, including this. You never know if your school's going to be next. It can happen anywhere. Like, if you have, it's usually a student or an ex-student who does it, as in, you know, Joe Schmo doesn't come in off the street generally and do school shootings. You know what I mean? It's usually a fellow classmate or a former. Because Joe Schmo might target something other than a school, whereas this kid was able to walk right into school with the guns or whatever because element of surprise, he's a student. And Nicholas Cruz looked like a student, you know. But Joe Schmo, who's 50 years old, isn't going to look like a student. And he'll be out of place immediately, and he might as well go and target some other place rather than school. What I'm trying to point out is there were no warning signs with this kid. I don't know if the parents will wind up making a statement. The lawyer for the kid is saying, you can't jump to conclusions. It's too early to jump to conclusions as to motive. Motive is he wanted to kill, and he wanted to kill himself, and then he lacked the courage to kill himself in the end. You never know if you're going to be next. This is horrible. Like the governor of Texas is saying, gun control, you know, that's not the answer. He says what's going on here is lack of respect for human life. He's blaming it on violent movies and video games and whatnot. It probably does play a part, you know. I'll never forget being in my 20s and working in this conference center place. And one of my co-workers was 20s, whatever, a little younger maybe, but she was saying how she admitted it. She was like, all the violence in the movies and the slasher films and whatnot, she's like, you become desensitized. She's not even affected. She can watch Faces of Death, which was real people dying, and not be affected at all, she told me. And then she tells me everybody's like that. And this was over 20 years ago. It was like 25 years ago, and things have only gotten worse in the world in general, so I don't think the Texas governor's off the mark. They are talking about violent movies and slasher films and violent video games and whatnot, that people are desensitized, and, you know. This kid who has parents, probably had parents who loved him, was able to methodically blow 10 people away. And he wanted to kill more people. And how do you know why? How are you ever going to know why? Cruz's brother asked Cruz why he didn't. Cruz said his demons got to him. I'm not saying the name of this latest school shooter. I don't know the name by heart. I'm not going to say it anyway. But I already pointed out in this that I'm going to play for you that stricter gun control had a miracle happen, and Trump implemented all the things that the students were trying to get government to change, and legislation, all that had just instantly been implemented in Fantasyland, it wouldn't have prevented this. Stricter gun control doesn't mean take away the guns of people who already have them. Okay? It means it makes it more difficult to get a gun. Well, this parents had the gun and the kid just got it out of the gun cabinet somehow. Wouldn't have prevented this. No way, no how. So, chew on that. My mom is asking me how this latest school shooting with the questions we always ask, why do they do it? In his case, I told my mom, I said, well, he told police that he intended, to kill as many people as possible and then kill himself, but in the end he didn't have the courage to kill himself. He wasn't able to go through with it. And my mom replied, well, it's Texas, he's still going to die. Because they have the death penalty. Like, yeah, you're probably right. If he gets sentenced to death, for killing all those people, premeditated, you're probably right. But people have been on death row for quite some time. So it brings to mind, to me, the question of like public, because I've been watching that for the people, that how public defenders are able to come to the defense of, somebody who's, without question, has committed such horrific crimes. And the answer to that is because it's necessary. We didn't have that type of system where everyone deserved, to be defended. And if you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed to, a public defender. We would just be a barbaric nation. So, but I just don't know how they do it. And I also want to point out that anti-gun people are the ones who want stricter gun control and whatnot. Can't use this latest school shooting as an example, because all the stricter gun control in the world wouldn't have stopped this kid from getting these guns from his parents. If you're just saying you want it to be more difficult to get a gun or whatever, but he somehow got into the locked guns. I don't know. I heard in the other school shooting that was prevented, or I don't know if it's who died in the recent, the other one, that the one on duty, the school cop, patrolling, stopped more carnage from taking place. That the government still does it. There's another part, I don't know. They were saying in that instance that the parents might be charged for the kids getting a hold of the guns. Well, what about this time? Unless he smashed the case where the guns are, then the parents weren't keeping the keys hidden enough to the gun case. I think the parents should be held responsible when these kids get hold of guns from their parents and commit just horrific 10 people dead. Originally they were saying 9 students and 1 teacher, but it's actually 8 students and 2 teachers, and then they were saying 10 wounded, but it's actually 13 wounded. One of the kids that escaped with his life, a bullet, because he didn't even have to really go to the hospital because he's out right away and talking. He didn't even know he was shot. A bullet went straight through the back of his head and out the other end. I'm sure he had to go to the hospital, but he didn't stay long. He's talking. You can see the blood. He's already playing sports again this weekend. But the why is always the million-dollar question. This kid he's on suicide watch in jail. 17 years old. He was really premeditated. He intentionally, he said he shot the kids he didn't like and spared the ones he did like. So awful. Student was on there, girl, talking, or someone was on there saying how one of her friends didn't make it. Another one was saying how he saw a friend had been shot in the head. They were sitting ducks. I mean, the gunman just... I just want to pause it for a second. Is it true that there's been 22 school shootings in just this past year, so since January 1st? Is that true, or is that a fallacy? You can Google it and tell me. I could Google it myself. Has it really been this year? Is it in this past year? There's been 22 school shootings. It's not even 5 months, almost 5 months. Send to class and says surprise. There's no chance to escape. I'm wondering if, rather than going room to room like Cruz did, this one just shot fish in a barrel and just... If you shoot into one room, you're going to kill more people because they have no way to get away. People always want to know the logistics. That's why they recently had this thing on Inside Edition, which is telling you if the gunman is there and you're being shot at, if enough, you could rush him, or when he stops to, if he stops to have to reload, that's when you can get him, like that one did in the Waffle House. They're saying there's been 22 school shootings just this year. Just in 5 months. Is that correct? I need to look that up. Not even 5 months. This is so horrible. This is so horrible. There's this young girl on the news talking and saying she doesn't want to go back to school, and then there's another one who wasn't on air, but she's saying how she can't wait to go back to school and see her friends. They're closing the school till Tuesday. This kid wore a trench coat. This Texas taught. His classmates said he wore a trench coat to school every single day. So he was odd. But there were he has no history of violence, no history of mental illness. There were no warning signs. And again, he didn't get a hold of any kind, he wasn't, as a kid that got it from peaceful, his parents said, stricter gun control will never prevent something like that. Which is another justification for the people who say, take your hands off the door, take away my guns, whatever, that these are the types of things this is the price we pay for our freedom. Because the real, diehards, the real, they would just want no one to have a gun, nobody. As we've already established and already seen, people can be killed, massive amounts of people, with a truck, with a car. You just mow people down, and anyone can get a hold of a car, a vehicle, Kids as young as 15 could drive, and they would never be able to get their hands on a gun, either legally or taken from the parent, you know what I mean? But it's just awful. I wonder always, we have friends at school. I said to my mom when I was growing up, even, I know what my mom was like, we didn't have to worry about this. I mean, they were in school shootings all the time. Kids nowadays have to live like that, in that environment, that atmosphere. It's awful. It just didn't happen in that time. It didn't happen like it's happening nowadays. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people, always in these instances, blaming the parents. Remember in the case of Nicholas Cruz, his mom had just died 3 months prior from the flu complications. His dad had died. He was adopted too. His dad died when he was young. Nicholas was incredibly young. They always say there were no warning signs. Yeah, maybe no overt warning signs, but clearly this guy, this kid, 17-year-old kid, was secretly very troubled. He wouldn't escape something and they're born to kill him. His parents obviously loved him and they didn't notice anything amiss with him. It's not normal to wear a trench coat every day to school. Always goes back to the same thing I tell you, never know what's going on inside somebody. Even with the highest stand, oh God. It most definitely is hot. I used my mom's phone to vote for Maddie. I changed them so I can vote for Maddie. Girl who escaped. Told the news reporter she wasn't surprised it happened. It's happened so much lately. Cancer, it won't happen here, it can happen anywhere. When, there were kids who played dead, which is good. If you play dead, you might think he already shot you.
Yep.
He burst into the apartment and was surprised. He went really overboard with rifle, a pistol, and he also died using explosives that they found all around it, so they didn't detonate explosives. He wanted to cause as much carnage as possible for taking his own life, and then he confessed to the police what he'd done, and they confessed that he wanted to take his own life, but in the end he lacked the courage to do it. I'm sure his parents are grateful he didn't take his own life, of course. He's their little boy. They remember him as being just a baby, There's probably a lot of people, I haven't read comics, that people probably say he should have taken his own life. He doesn't lack the courage to kill as many people as possible yet in a short amount of time, but lacks the courage to kill somebody. Interesting. So horrific. And my mom said I wasn't even thinking about it, because she replied, I said, yeah, he said he, in the end, he lacked the courage to kill himself, but that was his original plan. The YouTube shooter didn't lack courage to kill herself, did she? No. Anyway, he lacked the courage to kill himself. Now, but my mom's like, but he's still going to die. It's Texas. Well, not necessarily, but yeah. Doesn't make sense. None of it makes any sense. So horrible. None of it makes any sense. His parents are going to be put under the microscope because he got the guns. But I kind of agree with someone said before, my news thing, it said that on the other school shooting, not that it was Christmas, he got those guns himself, he was an old enough. In the case of minors, if they obtain the guns from their parents, can the parents be held partially responsible? I think that maybe they should be, unless he actually smashed the gun case, shattered the glass. But if he just got the key, it meant the parents didn't keep the key well hidden, see. So maybe they should be held partially responsible, I don't know. Their life has just turned to whatever. But they still have their son. 10 families are grieving now. That's why the mom was the one that said she was afraid to go back to school, and why do we have to live like this? That mom said, I cannot imagine what these parents are going through, just lost their kids. The age, it's awful. It's just absolutely awful. But again, I need to rationally point out that the ones promoting, pushing for stricter gun control and whatnot, stricter gun control, had stricter gun control just instantly been implemented by Trump, because of that recent horror, is a tragic mass school shooting in Florida. It wouldn't have prevented this school shooting, not one iota. Stricter gun control doesn't mean taking away the guns that people already have guns, okay? It means making it more difficult for people to obtain a gun, particularly the automatic weapons would have, okay? It wouldn't have prevented this, which only serves to solidify the point that people make that, gun proponents make. We have a right to bear arms and more. We have don't take away or stay away from my gun and keep your hands off my gun, whatever. Is that these school shootings or any type of mass shooting, whatever, is the price we pay for our freedom to protect ourselves. Own a firearm if we so choose. And I definitely see the validity in that type of argument. And what just recently happened again solidifies that argument, because this wouldn't have been prevented had we lived in Fantasyland and Trump instantly implemented everything that the Florida school shooters did there. All the students and the walkouts and marching on to Washington and all this crap. And my husband, all of that, which is a crap of it. You know what I mean? It would not have prevented this recent school shooting. Not one iota would have prevented it. So, you gotta think along those lines. It wouldn't have prevented it. Stricter gun control doesn't mean for 1 second you take away everyone's gun. It's just that if the government ever tries to take, we'd have a war. We'd have civil war. You're not going to take away people's guns. So it wouldn't have prevented this school shooting. Not one bit. It wouldn't have. Wouldn't have. It's undeniable. Kids get guns from their parents. It wouldn't have prevented anything. I guess it had the Florida kids got what they wanted, and just everything instantly changed. And whether that still would have prevented this recent school shooting. I highly doubt I'm the only one realizing that. I don't know why you sent me that. You're telling me I've exceeded. I can't tell me I've sent. And then they tell you I've exceeded. Okay, see to the bottom. I did go through. So I voted for Maddie instead of Gabby. Caleb did hot. They did do it differently this year on American Idol. They had you choose from 3 instead of 2. It's always been 2 every year. I switched to Maddie. I don't know who's going to win. I don't think Caleb should win, but they had new songs they had to do, and Maddie did the best with her new song. And then they choose their favorite song of the whole season. I thought Caleb's choice was fantastic. I didn't remember hearing it during Hollywood Week, but maybe I did and I just didn't remember. And Gabby chose Little Red Wagon, and I know I liked her. I loved when she did Little Red Wagon, and she was more exuberant during that first time. Yet Katie probably didn't remember it. And Katie's like, you know, if you compare A to B, I'm sure B is, you're a lot more relaxed. I don't think so. I loved her first version, Gabby's first version of Little Red Wagon, a couple, 3 weeks ago, whenever it was, way better than this one she did last night. Because she was over the top in the first one, and I thought it was fantastic. Even Katie said I would like to hear seeing the hair flip. But I don't know, it's anybody's game. They all seem very nice, like they're nice people, so. I was going to vote for Gabby when Kate went. I told you I was going to vote for Gabby once Kate was gone. Sadly so. Sadly gone. Last night, Johnny Bren's, they let him do his original song again that he did during one of the times or whatever, one of the, I don't know if it, whatever it was, it's his original though, and he sounded good. Remember, even when I lumped him in with the other one, Garrett, I still thought Johnny was way better than Garrett, you know. That's his name. I can't remember now. Yeah, they're doing it different. They had to choose from 3 instead of 2. Have they done that in past years and I just don't know about it, or is this something brand new? Remember, I stopped watching it for a few years. I came back to it this year because my mom was supposed to watch it, and then she didn't even wind up watching it. I did, though, because then I got hooked. What else isn't there? Just like Roseanne. I wasn't going to watch Roseanne. I watched it because my mom, and I wound up watching it. My mom doesn't watch it and falls asleep, and I have that lovely little feature, DVR feature, that I know I'm not going to be able to do without. That's how they get you. I got it free for a year with my triple play bundle of internet, phone, and TV. And then after my year's up, I know I can't live without that DVR. I think it's so convenient. I love it. I love being able to pause the live stuff. And I guess it's not live. It's supposed to be live. I don't know how you can rewind live. I don't know how it works. Like news, it's live, and I can still rewind it. So any of you so inclined, I want you to Google squat magic. For months now, my mom has been talking about how, can you order me that butt machine? It's good for you, this and that and that. Can you order me? And I said, I don't know the name of it, Mom. How am I supposed to order it for you? Well, I wrote it down when I was in the hospital, and I can't remember, and I really want it. And, well, today, I found it by typing in squat machine as seen on TV 2018. People, it's called squat magic. Thank God it didn't turn into a fight. My mom agreed with me. I showed it to her. I'm like, is this it? She's like, yeah. I'm like, Mom, besides the fact I'm going on Amazon and reading the comments where people have commented on it, it has high reviews, but only 87 people reviewed it. And people are writing what I was instantly thinking. Like some people, I'm like, Mom, that looks dangerous. You could fall off of that. I'd be scared to use that. And lo and behold, after saying that to my mom, I go on to comments, and somebody wrote, this isn't going to cause you to get a tighter, bigger ass, or whatever. This is going to cause you injury. And Google it and you'll know what I'm talking about. And then you tell me if my 71-year-old mother should be using that with everything you know about her via me. I don't know that I would want to use it. I feel like it's so, someone could so easily slip off of it. And someone wrote in the comments that they did slip off of it and dislocated their shoulder. So luckily I showed, my mom agreed with me and it didn't become an argument. She agreed with me. I'm like, Mom, I really don't feel like that's safe for you. I'm looking at it, I don't know if I'd feel safe on it. One slip up and you're hurt. Somebody had dislocated their shoulder. I doubt they're the only ones who kind of hurt on that thing. it has nothing to hold on to, you understand? I don't trust that at all. That's like, no. I'm glad my mom said it's okay, you don't have to get it for me. I won't get it. Because before she's like, I want that, I want that, I want that. Just like she wanted me to get her the doll crib. I bought it off of Walmart thinking, oh, I'll have 3 months to return it if I don't like it. Never even opened it. I don't even know if there were pieces missing. And lo and behold, you got to read the fine print. I don't want to order from Walmart anymore either, because even the stupid basin that I paid $3 for is from somewhere else, and that might not be something I could return to Walmart and get my $3 back. You can only return to the store, the Walmart store, if it's something Walmart sells. That's how they get you on their online site. So I'm stuck with that friggin' doll crib. I don't think I even could get it put together. Did I try? No. It was very daunting. I viewed it as a daunting to me task, an endeavor, daunting to me endeavor, and I didn't even want to try. I could dump it all out on the floor and do a video and just have you guys watch me. The squat magic thing is like my ab thing that I never used, but it comes fully assembled and you just have to adjust it. The squat magic is the same thing. My mom's like, I would put it on the beginner, the lowest setting. It doesn't matter. You're balancing with nothing to hold on to, and you're just relying on going, oh, I can see, especially elderly people, I can see elderly people falling off of that thing and hurting themselves. I'm not ordering it for my mom, but I didn't want it to be a fight, and thank God it wasn't a fight. It could have easily been a fight where, I can do it, you don't believe in me, you don't trust me. Mom, I don't know that I would trust myself on that thing. It looks so unsafe. Nothing to hold on to. It's like, no, I'm not getting that from my mom. I refuse. I said so to her in so many words, but luckily she wasn't fighting me on it. She's like, all right, I won't get it. I was going to order it for her, and then I was like, no, I can't do that. Oh, and the Laurel Yanni thing, when I titled that video, is a joke. Apparently there is some way, there's the people who are hearing Yanni are tuned into higher frequencies. So I'm not surprised that I hear Yanni. Apparently there's somebody on YouTube who said, this is how you can hear Laurel, and I haven't tried it out yet, but it'd be cool to see if it works. As I told you, I dream instantly. I'm not saying that's good or bad. It's the truth, though, and it's not a daydream. It's not a fragment. It's intense. And because yesterday I went to bed at 20 of 1 and woke up at 1:30. Mom was having full breakfast. I'm like, Mom, I fed you. Why are you having breakfast at 1:30 in the morning? You woke me up. And then she says, well, I was thirsty and you don't want me to drink water. No, I didn't say don't drink water. I said I'm trying to teach her you need to drink enough water during the day, but if you wake up thirsty, you don't want to drink a whole big giant thing of water, like the jars I have, which are 16 ounces. That's 2 whole glasses. Or you'll keep getting up to pee and you'll never get good sleep because you'll constantly be in a cycle where you drink when you wake up and then you get to pee and then you wake, round and round. And that made no sense. You're going to eat because you're thirsty? That makes no sense whatsoever. So I asked her to please not do that. I was wearing the cotton balls in my ears and I still hurt her. And no, I didn't raise my voice or anything. I was just like, Mom, why are you eating breakfast at 1:30 in the morning? That doesn't make any sense. Are you hungry? She's not even hungry. She's not making sense. So I said, please don't do that. Not here. Do whatever you want in your own house. But I know that you don't. I think I don't know, it didn't make sense. And she agreed it didn't make sense. She probably didn't know why she was doing it. But, I'm not going to wake up if she just gets up to go to the bathroom. But if she's fiddling around in the kitchen and whatnot, Like, what the hell is she doing? If you're hungry, have an apple. Don't have your breakfast at 1:30. I don't know. Anyway, point being, that's not the point I'm making. My mom agreed with me that she doesn't need to be having breakfast at 1:30 in the morning. I mean, I'm not being unreasonable here. Unless you're starving. I mean, if you're absolutely starving, but even then you shouldn't have a full breakfast like you'd have in the morning with the banana and big bowl. Why not just have a little bit just if you're hungry? She wasn't even hungry. She wasn't making sense. Who knows? The whole point is, I'd only been asleep 50 minutes. I didn't know that. And I was deep in a dream. And that's not normal. I told you, very few people dream instantly. You're supposed to have to wait till you've gone through the cycles of sleep and into the deep sleep and then into the REM sleep. And I dream instantly. I was in an intense, complex dream, and it was 50 minutes after I'd gone to bed. So, of course, I didn't know that until she woke me up, and I'm like, oh my God, it's only 1:30. I just went to bed. I showered and washed my hair yesterday. I didn't dry it, but I showered and washed it. My friend picked me up at the grocery store and picked my mom up too, because my mom wanted to come this weekend and she got dropped off by the bus. Oh, I did shower and wash and dry my hair. I did upload the video. So maybe I'll upload that one video. I don't think so. I think I'll just wait till I get up today and I'll watch all the videos and then upload them. That's what I'll do. I know the second I go to bed I'll have to get up and pee. I've already peed.